You know, in the world of databases, things are always evolving. But a real, honest-to-goodness revolution, that's pretty rare. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into today. One of those moments when Oracle didn't just tweak their database, they completely reimagined it for the age of AI. Let's get right to it. So, for the longest time, there was this massive tug of war in the database world. On one side, you had developers who just needed to build modern apps fast. They needed simplicity and speed. And on the other side, you had the enterprise, demanding rock-solid security, raw power, and deep intelligence. So the big question was, could you actually get the best of both worlds in one single system? Well, around 2024 and 2025, Oracle basically stepped up and said yes, absolutely yes. With their releases of Oracle Database 23c and then 23AI, they weren't just patching up an old problem. They were carving out a whole new frontier for how we think about and work with data.
All right, so how on earth did they pull this off? Let's start with the developers. Because Oracle knew that to win the future, they first had to solve this need for simplicity. And this kicked off what you could really call the App Simple revolution.
Okay, so the secret sauce here is a piece of tech called JSON Relational Duality. And the best way to think about it really is as a bridge. See, developers love working with JSON, right? It's flexible, it's fast, but the enterprise needs those rock-solid structured relational tables. This duality feature lets developers work exactly how they want with their JSON documents, while behind the scenes, the database is handling all that same data in a super structured, powerful, relational way. It's not one or the other, it's both at the exact same time.
And this here, it just lays it all out perfectly. On the left, you've got the developer's world, speed, agility, the flexibility of JSON. And on the right, you've got the enterprise must-haves, ironclad data integrity, security, and the sheer power of relational tables. This wasn't about finding a middle ground. It was about giving both sides exactly what they wanted without any compromise. A total win-win.
And the result of all this? App Simple wasn't just a marketing term anymore. It was real. Suddenly, developers could move at the speed of a startup, super agile, but with the full, bulletproof power of a massive enterprise database right underneath them. The handcuffs were off.
But, okay, making developers happy? That's only half the equation. To really change the game, Oracle had to tackle the other side of the coin, delivering the kind of deep, native intelligence that modern enterprises are screaming for in this AI era.
And that brings us to AI vector search in the 23i database. Now, AI doesn't read words like we do. It sees the world in math, in these things called vector embeddings. They're basically numerical representations of meaning and context. And for the very first time, Oracle's database could speak that language natively. It could store, understand, and search these vectors right inside its core.
So how does that actually work in practice? It's pretty straightforward, really. First, you take those AI-generated vectors and store them right in the database, next to your actual data. Then, and this is the magic part, you can search your data based on its meaning, on its semantic context, not just simple keywords. And from there, you can power some seriously advanced AI applications, stuff like semantic search, amazing recommendation engines, you name it.
Now, this is a really big deal. Seriously, the database itself is now AI intelligent. You're not shipping your data out to some other service to do AI. Nope. You can build powerful, generative AI apps right where your most trusted, most secure data already lives. That's a massive shift in how enterprises can innovate.
So let's pull back for a second. We've got App Simple for the developers and AI Intelligent for the enterprise. Two huge breakthroughs, right? But the real genius here, the thing that ties it all together, is how Oracle fused these into one single powerful vision.
And that vision, it really stands on three core pillars. You have JSON duality, which gives you that simple, flexible foundation for building modern apps. Then you layer on AI vector search to bring in that deep contextual intelligence. And what do you get when you put them together? You get a truly autonomous AI platform.
And this isn't some brand new idea that came out of nowhere. It ties right into Oracle's vision for an autonomous database, something they've been working on for years. A database that's self-driving, one that's self-securing, and one that's self-repairing. Now, with AI baked right into the core, that vision is just supercharged. It's more real than ever before.
I think this quote just nails it. With 23c and 23AI, Oracle wasn't just a database. It became a platform for modern apps and AI-driven innovation. See, it's not just a box to put data in anymore. That's the key takeaway. It became a true platform, an entire ecosystem for building what's next.
Think about it. For decades, we've thought of the database as a utility, right? Like plumbing. It's essential, but it's in the background. Now it's front and center. It's the engine. Oracle basically solved this age-old conflict between simplicity and power, and in doing so, they've kicked open the door to a whole new era. So the question isn't, what can my database do anymore? The real question is, now that we have this, what are we going to build with it? What's the next great frontier for innovation?